That layer is what makes people vibe with you. Just the mechanical stuff, for me, it doesn't make people move. Even people who say, he dances the step style, but it's because that extra layer that makes this vibe and gets people together, no?
Yeah, it's how you say it, like it's a balance.
Hey guys, welcome back to the We Ask, We Learn show. Today I'm having another dancehall teacher. He's here in Romania with us. His name is Facu. He's from Argentina. I'm just gonna let him introduce himself, and then we will go straight to the questions and so on and so on.
Okay, so thank you for the opportunity first. And
thank you.
My name is Facundo, but everybody call me Facu. I'm from Argentina, as you said. I'm from a little city that is called Santa Fe. I'm 25 years old, and that's it.
When did you start dancing?
I started dancing like 12, 13 years ago, but I'm also like, now I'm not training a lot, but I'm also a b-boy. So I started with that and dancehall since 2012. Yeah.
What made you change from b-boying to dancehall?
I had an injury in that time when I was training b-boy, so I had to stop going to the floor. I could dance more like up, so I started like dancing different styles. So I was doing some hip hop, some house. So I was dancing.
You did different things.
Yeah. I was doing mostly house first, and after I have changed, and like I really like the dancehall vibes, the dancehall music. That's why I entered to dancehall because of the music.
How was the dancehall community in Argentina when you started out? You started out in Argentina with
Yeah, I started in Argentina, and it was like there were not so many people. The information wasn't really there yet. Like I've learned from Europeans first before to learn from a Jamaican. So it was like kind of starting, but it's still like growing too slow because the Latin America was far away, so not so many people are coming there, so not so many people can share the knowledge, and then like everything is going slowly.
So there wasn't much information when you started out with dancehall in Argentina?
Yeah, it was totally different of what I'm doing now. Like also the teachers, like they were sharing different visions, but not the dancehall that is in Jamaica.
And what was because you said that you went through different styles. What made you? When was the moment you decided this is gonna be my main style? What was the?
The thing is that I really like the dancehall because of the music first, but also because the dancehall culture is still there. Like if you go to Jamaica, you see all the guys. You can go to the parties and stuff. So that's why I really like it. But I didn't choose like this my style. I still feel like sometimes more b-boy than dancehall.
So you still practice on that?
Like I don't have the time now, but I really want to come back. Like when I have the time, I'm always training a little bit, and after I'm out, I'm off. But like I feel like my b-boy is my style, even if I'm
it's
not.
in your blood.
Yeah.
Nice. What are you looking the most at a dancer in a competition? The thing that you're looking for the most, the one that you give most attention.
In dancehall.
Yeah, in dancehall.
The first thing that I always look, because of the information, as I told you, like I didn't get it at the first time. So I think that it's so important to understand about the dancehall community that is still in Jamaica. So first thing that I'm seeing, if you know what are you doing, if you know about the knowledge, if you know about the history of dancehall. So there are so many good dancers, but they don't know what they are doing. So the first thing that you have to see is that. The first thing. Bye. The first thing that you have to see that I'm seeing, and like I think there's so many people, but okay, it's my opinion, but knowledge is the first thing that is important, to know what are you doing. And after, because of b-boy, I like musicality a lot. I like explosion, variations, groove. In dancehall, it's so important, like to have like the control of your pelvis, from your belly, your chest, all of this part is there, like this middle. So I can see like if you have control of that part, and then I can say like, okay, that's good. That's the base thing.
So the knowledge is the most important one.
Knowledge, yeah, and after the control of that part of the body.
Cool. For me, I think that people now are more split into specific preferences. Like people now more than ever, people are now splitting, and you can actually tell what they're most focused on. Like there are people who are a lot focused on knowledge. There are people who are a lot focused on musicality, blah blah blah, and so on. For me now, I think that because of YouTube, there are fewer and fewer people who are original, and I think that for me, the most important thing is that you first you need to find yourself, and once of course you need all the knowledge, you need all the to play with the rhythms and everything. Now more than ever, I think that individuality is something that dancers lack the most, because before, when there was no internet, and I'm not blaming them, I'm just saying that this is the situation. Before the internet, people couldn't be anybody else, because there was nothing you can see.
Yeah, true.
So now people get their confidence from thinking in their head that they are Facu, that they're Rafa, that they're, and because of this, they forget that they can use this in the beginning, but then they need to find their own style, and because of their motive to feel confident within themselves, they forget that they're actually dancing like. For me, I think that originality and individuality needs to be more. So
for sure, I agree. The thing is that, like, in some countries, what is happening is like people are too focused on that they don't study. So they jump the first step.
Like they're saying like I wanna like. There are people who say I wanna find my own style or something. Right? Well, of course, but this again there has to be a balance between everything, right? Like like if you don't know, I always say in class, like if you don't know the steps, it's like you want to speak but you don't know the words. Yeah, true. So of course if you're lacking anything, any one of those aspects, for sure that's going to show in competition that you're going to be weak with this. So of course there's going to be a need for balance. Yeah. I agree, totally. How does knowledge help you with your dance? And maybe not just explaining with a step, because you already talked, like how does knowing the history of the dance or knowing specific things about a certain artist or I don't know, the meaning of a song or something, how does all of this help your dance, and how does this reflect in your performance? Or well, as you can see, like my English is not really like good. it's but the thing is that like I didn't speak English, so everything that I was watching, it was just that I was watching. So I didn't understand really what the people were saying in class, or like I was just moving, and people were like, "You are a good dancer, but you are not understanding what it is." So I think that one of the most important things that is not a joke, but because of many people they don't know, is like to speak English, so they can understand and process better like what it is. So I made a really big change when my English got better. So that's the first process that you have to do to understand better the culture, and mostly because hip hop or house or most of them or dancehall, they come from countries that they speak English. Yes. So for the people that tell the story, the history is the people that speak English. So then it's better like to speak English. So that's the first step for me. And after, how it has influence in my dance, when I understood about everything, I think that first I understood better the songs, what they were saying, the lyrics, also about some, like mostly in dancehall, you have some words that because they talk patois. Yeah, that's what I say. So you need to know patois too, right? Yeah, like I know, like I'm not talking patois, but I understand most of them. But it's also like a hard process. First English, after patois, and then like when that happened, when I understood that, like I could really felt it more in my body when I was dancing. Like, it was more. I felt that I was understanding what I was doing. That was the feeling I had. Yeah, exactly. Like I always tell like I always tell my students, it's one thing to know the steps and to do them accordingly to the music, but I see a lot of dancers who just brag, you understand, brag, like, they just brag that they know this, but it's first a dance and then it's a specific style. So if you're not dancing that style, you're just a robot knowing what you're doing. So there's two things above the step. The first thing is you need to dance that specific move, because you can do it very good, like move the hand like me, but
not feeling
like
a robot.
But then you're not actually dancing that specific groove that goes with that. That's the first thing. And the second thing, I always tell people, like, your dance needs to be more than what is seen to the eye of a person who's not dancing. So it needs to have an extra layer, and that extra layer is all the knowledge that you get that has anything to do with that specific song. That goes not just blah blah head, so meaning not just playing if the guy says head and you do head, but actually, you know, the message of the song. Then if you're very familiar, if you're familiar with a specific singer, then you know what he usually talks about, and it's easier for you to go deep in that song. So there's always that extra layer, and that extra layer is the thing that makes you go next level. And that's why, I mean, not only this, but that's the main reason why knowledge will help you, because it will give you that extra layer, and that layer is what makes people vibe with you. Just the mechanical stuff, for me, it doesn't make people move. Even people who say, he dances the steps so good, it's because that extra layer that makes this vibe and gets people together, no?
It's how you say, like, it's a balance. So if you have
exactly.
Knowledge, like, I agree totally.
One thing that you would change in the dance industry. If there's one thing that you would change, that you think it's not in the good
world
direction.
dance?
In the dance world, If you wanted to be in dancehall, no problem, but you can do it worldwide with the dance.
I think that dance in general, like most of the styles, like, are already there, like hip hop, breaking, or all of those styles are already. They already how do you say, like, they already are in a place where dancehall is not there yet, and it's because of the mind or how they think. So
the dancehall dancers, how they think, or the other ones thinking about. Okay.
But it's because, as I told you before, the culture is still there, so they are protecting the culture a lot. They don't want to miss it, and it's normal. So the only thing that I would change is that, like, what happened, like, with all of these styles is that they became so popular and big, and, like, they have a good reputation in also, like, I mean, you can really work with it and really work. And with dancehall, it's not still there, but I don't understand why you have to kill a culture to go to arrive to that place where, you know what I mean, like.
What do you think it's what do you think is the thing, in your perspective, and nobody has to feel offended, just in your perspective, what do you think is the thing that is killing the culture, like?
The thing is that, like, I think that people sell the culture, and it's fine, because I understand in Jamaica and when everything happened in the Bronx and in Brooklyn and in USA, I mean, like, they really didn't have a lot of money, and they didn't have so many things, so they had to really sell themselves. They had to work. So it's normal that they sell the culture, but I don't understand why people, they sell the culture, but they don't back to the roots.
Okay, understand.
So that's the only thing that I would like maybe to change. I won't like if dancehall die in that way. Like, if the culture is gonna be there forever, but they can still be, like, on the top with those kind of styles.
Okay, understand. For me, I think, and it's gonna come back to the thing that you mentioned. For me, I think that I know there's a lot of people who will disagree with me, but I think that the thing that we need the most in all the street styles is that we need to see it, we need to start seeing it more as a sport. Because, first of all, I don't know how it's in Argentina, but I see in so many countries, people don't pay attention to health, to sleep, and, you know, reading and stuff like this. Like, we use it as if it's only a mind thing, but it's also a body thing. And I see dancers drinking cola right before competitions or drinking beer on stage. I'm thinking like, what's the matter with you? Like, if we don't treat our body right, I think that the people who will have the most knowledge will be more and more difficult for them to share, because they won't be able to travel because of their health issues. And I see a lot of teachers, I'm going in dance camps, and I see a lot of teachers who don't pay attention to warm-up, or I don't know, maybe they lack sleep. If it's a dance camp and you want to party, it's no problem, but if you do this regularly back home, like you're sleeping 3 hours, 4 hours, then your body is not going to make it. You won't feel it today, you won't feel it tomorrow, you won't feel it maybe in 6 months, but in 3, 4, 5 years, if it's constantly bad, it's going to show. And I think starting to see it as a sport is going to offer so many opportunities. Like just having b-boying, for example, in Olympics. I know there was this big issue with it, but it's going to open so many doors.
True.
Because then it's just the perspective of the people seeing it outside. If we will be seen, all the street dance culture will be seen as a sport, then if you will do an event, it will be so easy to have Nike as a sponsor and to actually give big prizes to people who are traveling from the other side of the world to represent here, and they went to 10,000 workshops and paid $17 gazillion to learn this and put in like 10,000, 20 hours of work. They will have enough money to support all their investment up to that moment. And coming back to this, we've talked this with Alien Ness in one of his workshops. He said that for me it's no problem that they do Olympics. For me it's no problem that we have, you know, breakdancers, I didn't say b-boys, and breakdancers who do a lot of commercials and stuff, because having all of these opportunities, it will just expose everybody for who they really are. Like if you have a person who sold the dancehall community, for example, like you said before, it wasn't that the money did this to him. The money exposed who he is. You know, if for example you had the opportunity to do this also, the reason why you refused is because that is who you are, and nothing will ever change this. So having an opportunity like Olympics or investing in health and stuff like this will just bring more awareness, and it will make us look good to the outside. And the better we look on the outside, the easier it will be for us to have bigger events, more teachers to come, more suitable teachers, more knowledgeable teachers. Because when you have money from 3 big sponsors, you have money to do whatever you want, and the kids will have many things to learn from people who you understand. It will open many doors. So for me, and with this I'm ending the answer because it was kind of a long one, but I just wanted to put this out there. Paying attention to the body also, not just the thing that feeds us in the mind. I think it's gonna help us gain a lot of perspective. It's gonna help us create a better curriculum, like having a curriculum, how to teach, when to teach, what to teach, and stuff like this is gonna make it bigger, and it's gonna open our minds more to realizing that it's gonna get so much bigger, and it's gonna help us gain more visibility, more money, more funds, more campaigns, and more blah 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 blah. Facu, thank you so much for your answers. It's a real pleasure having you here. It's so awesome for me to exchange ideas with so many people. Only when I hear them speak, for me it makes my mind go and rethink everything, and you know, it's really easy to have your own answers, but as soon as I hear different opinions, for me, I start, all the motors running, and it's really awesome to have new questions to think about and stuff. So thank you. See you next time, Facu. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you
for the pleasure. Bye, guys. See you next time.